Hello students, today we are going to study research aptitude. This is the second unit of a paper 1 and it is one of the very important units. Okay, so it's a long chapter, but we will understand all the important topics from where the questions are being asked, and every heading what it wants to say uske andar kya likha hua hai, we'll understand the concepts and move on. So now first of all, research. What does this word means? Research means simply to discover. To discover anything means research. To study deeply on some topic is research. To find something new from the existing informations, interpretation of any data is research. So all this is research. What are we going to study is research, its meaning, its type, characteristics, what is positivism and post positivism approach to research, and there are different methods to research. So all these are the topics, starting with the definition. See, I'll read all the important things. चैप्टर को रीड करना इज़ योर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. एटलीस्ट वंस यू शुड रीड द कंप्लीट चैप्टर फॉर बिल्डिंग अ कॉन्सेप्ट. एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग बनाने के लिए पूरा चैप्टर एक बार रीड करिए, एंड आफ्टर दैट व्हेन यू वांट टू रिवाइज you just have to read the important lines. Okay, so now what is research? As I told you, research means it is made up of two words. Re means again, and search means to find out, means there is lots of information already given. Okay, there are lots of information. कुछ भी गूगल पे लिखो, बहुत सारी informations होती हैं, बहुत सारी study की गई होती है उन पे. But when you collect the information, read them, connect them, investigate them, inquiry करना, investigation करना on some topic, okay, and then एक system से पढ़ना, and then you give something new to that, you give some new statements or you prove something. So that is research, as simple as that. Okay, here a kind of full form is given to you, which is like R, there is a rational way of thinking. Okay, E, expert and exhaustive treatment. S, search and solution. As such, no question is asked, it is written only. Acronym is made to properly define that what is research. Research cannot be done illogical. If you are doing any research, you need some logical meanings, okay, some logical way of thinking. So that is rational way of thinking. There needs to be expert, and exhaustive means very extensive methods you have to do. You have to search, you have to find the solutions, you have to build relations, analysis karna, observation karna, plan karna. Okay, so that comes under research. There needs to be inquiry and investigation. There should be a systematic and methodical, and it increases the knowledge. These are the three general statements which define your research. Check. Moving further, it is all explained one or the other thing written in different ways. Now, what are the research objectives? The typical objectives of research can be summarized as follows. Research objectives means that why the research is being done, why the research is being done, क्यों करना है. Okay, so बहुत सारा knowledge है, there is a stock of knowledge. You need to find something new among that. Okay, you need to discover something new among that. So either you want to gain familiarity with a new phenomenon or develop new insight into a phenomenon, or you want to review and synthesize the existing knowledge, investigate some existing situation or a problem, offer solutions to any problem. We need to explore and analyze more general issues, construct or create a new procedure system, generate new knowledge. Can you find something very common? The common thing here is to discover, to develop something new. Okay, new knowledge, create new procedure, need to find out something, need to find a solution to a problem. So from these, if certain statements come and you have to choose that what are the objectives of research, or if you want to find out the correct definition of research, so there are some keywords which you will go through, like there should be discovery of something, or there needs to find a solution to something, या फिर there is a lot of information and you have to again discover something or give a new statement. So all दिस इज डिफाइनिंग द बाउंड्री ऑफ रिसर्च. ठीक. Why do people do research? What is the motivation in conducting a research? ठीक है. So some simple, acquire a research degree along with its consequential benefits. ठीक है. डिग्री करने के लिए लोग PhD करते हैं. They do research, consequential benefits like आगे आपको प्रोफेसर बनना है, असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर बनना है, उसके लिए you simply go for research degree. Some want to face challenges in solving the unsolved problems. Some really want to find solutions to certain problems. For some do research for their intellectual satisfaction of doing some innovative work. Some wants to service to the society by discovering something new. They want to serve the society. There is a desire to enhance the social status. Degree after research you get this doctor, नाम के आगे, उसके लिए भी कर सकते हैं, या फिर इनपुट फॉर पॉलिसी डिसीजन मेकिंग. ओके. जब लाइक बहुत सारी जो पॉलिसीज़ बनती हैं उसके पहले बहुत प्रॉपर रिसर्च की गई होती है उस टॉपिक पे, देन ओनली यू कैन गिव एनी पॉलिसी. ठीक है. तो उसके लिए भी कर सकते हैं. सो दीज आर सम पॉइंट्स फॉर व्हाट विच गिव मोटिवेशन टू पीपल टू परफॉर्म रिसर्च. ठीक है. मूविंग ऑन, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक नाउ, रिसर्च कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स. दीज आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. इससे क्वेश्चंस कैसे आते हैं? समटाइम्स ऑप्शंस आर गिवन and simply it is asked that which one of the following are research characteristics. ठीक. So by name also you have to remember, like number 1 is objectivity. Wait, I'll just write some important ones like objectivity, then there is reliability, validity, then there is accuracy, then there is generalizability, then there is systematic, then there is replicable. Okay. So these are some of the characteristics of research. So in options any 4 will be given and एक extra कुछ दे देगा. You have to like find out that what are the characteristics, or question might be asked कि इनका मतलब क्या होता है. ठीक है. Statement will be given and it can be said that which type of characteristic is this. So from this type of question is asked. So first of all it is objectivity. ठीक है. Objectivity means research is without any bias. Like if you are performing any research, it should be unbiased. Research should not be affected by anyone's opinion or any data. Like it should be unbiased. I hope you are understanding the meaning of unbiased. Means किसी भी चीज़ से प्रभावित नहीं होना. ठीक है. That is, research should be unbiased. Researchers usually take utmost precautions that results are not affected by their own presence or behavior or attitude or even any external influences or personal influences. किसी भी चीज़ से आपका रिसर्च अफेक्ट नहीं होना चाहिए. That is as simple as objectivity. ठीक है. There are two words. There is objectivity and there is subjectivity. There is objectivity and there is there is objectivity. Objectivity means unbiased. Okay. And there is subjectivity, another word which is not given in one of your characteristics, but I am telling you just to explain, is means according. Subjectivity means according to any particular person, to any particular person is your subjectivity. Means it is biased. Okay. It is according to someone, it is biased. Okay. So there is objectivity and subjectivity. Moving on, the following means can be adopted to ensure objectivity during research process. There is procedural safeguards, standardization. Like अगर हमें objectivity रखनी है, means अगर हमें अपने research को unbiased रखना है, तो how that can be done? By procedural safeguards means while you are doing your research, it should be systematic. there is certain procedure. You always record your data, like whatever you are doing step by step, there should be a record. Like if anyone asks for any proof, you have a record that, see sir, I have done this way, then I have done this, I have taken this, means हर चीज़ को record करो. Okay, so there you will have a proof कि it's not influenced from anywhere. This is like clarity रखना. Okay, like see, keeping complete records of observations and data analysis in a form that researchers can understand and evaluate. Itna simple and clear. You need to record your research very simple and clearly, so that anyone, if you want to give proof to anyone, anyone can understand and evaluate that yes, it is an unbiased research. Okay, most scientific reports are written in a similar form and published by organizations of scientists. Yes, there is a pattern. Okay, there is, for whenever if you are going to publish any research paper in any journal, every journal has their own pattern कि इस पैटर्न में योर पेपर शुड बी. ठीक है, सो दैट इज क्यों होता है वो, इट इज़ ओनली डन टू मेक वेरी easy and clear evaluation. Okay, and that can show, that can understand कि yes, this research is systematic, it is under certain methods, with certain methods, and they are unbiased. ठीक है. Then there is standardization, means again same, it means using uniform consistent procedures in all phases of data collection. ठीक, when you collect the data, there is interpretation of data, analysis of data, तो उन सब में system होना चाहिए. There should be some standard methods should be used so that everything is clear. ठीक. Operationalization of concepts, it is basically understanding the it is basically standardizing the meaning of concept. The concept in terms of how it is measured or what operations produce it. Means your research, if you are building a concept, then it should be clear ki how it is being measured, or how you are producing your research. So simply it means that operationalization of concepts means there should be a clear way which shows, which defines that the concept is clear, how it is measured, or what operations are used to produce it. ठीक है, कुछ भी पर्दे के पीछे नहीं रहेगा. Everything will be as transparent. Whenever you perform a research, it needs to be transparent. ठीक है. Avoiding bias from external influences, from personal beliefs, observers' perspectives, and human expectation can distort all data. While you are collecting a data, or while you are throughout your research procedure, your research should not be affected by anyone, either external or your personal beliefs. Like sometimes what happens, if we are performing a research, now if I make a belief that इस experiment में end point should be red, but I am getting a pink color end point in any titration, or like for example I am performing, so if I make a belief that red color should only come as an end point, so if I might try to manipulate the data to get the red color as per my belief, but it should not happen that way. If the color is coming pink, then I have to study more that what can affect that what is affecting that the color is coming pink. I have to prove that point कि either pink is correct or either pink is wrong, but I need to get an explanation कि pink क्यों आ रहा है. That is the research. Okay, अगर कुछ गैप है तो आई नीड टू डिस्कवर दैट, मे बी वो कुछ नया डिस्कवर हो जाए कि ओके दीज टू थिंग्स आर रिएक्टिंग, जिसकी वजह से कलर शुड कम रेड बट इट इज़ कमिंग पिंक. सो देयर शुड बी ऑनेस्टी इन योर रिसर्च. ठीक है, सो ये वही है, दिस अवॉइडिंग बायस scientific approach with the sole purpose of finding out the truth which is hidden and which has not been discovered as yet. ठीक. See, there are what kind of biases can be. There can be external bias. External means किसी का culture, like outside people might affect the result. Personal bias खुद की कुछ beliefs होंगे या attributes होंगे या past experiences होंगे. Observer bias means some events are taken as meaningful by some and not taken as meaningful by others. Researchers themselves were raised in certain cultures and societies. They also have role expectations. So these background factors can affect the way that researchers observe and interpret events in their lives. Simply, if any third person is studying or observing your research while your research procedure, तो उनके belief might also affect your results, so it should not happen. Expectancy bias, as I told you, I was expecting red color but the color is coming pink, so that is to find expectation, to find some specific outcomes. But if you are getting any other outcome, you need to study and find the explanation to it. You just cannot manipulate it. ठीक है? So that is expectancy bias. Now important is placebo bias. Placebo bias means simply what? Placebo means it operates when people strongly want to believe a treatment is successful. See, if for example we go with the example, placebo means किसी चीज़ का effect mentally देखना, okay? Mentally किसी चीज़ का effect देखना. If we go with an example, there is patient 1 and there is patient 2. Patient 1 को हमने कुछ मीठी गोलियां दी खाने को. We have given them some tablets to eat, okay? Some sweet tablets. While patient 2 has been given some medicines. Check some medicine. Now patient 1 is told that he has been given a medicine for treatment, but we are giving them some simple sweet tablets, okay? They are not medicines, they are simple sweet tablets, but still that patient is saying that feeling that he is feeling much better than before. So that is a placebo effect, okay? He wants to believe that yes, the treatment is working, so that is a placebo effect. For example, many people may claim to feel better after taking a placebo such as a sugar pill. Okay, that is placebo effect. Just a second, wait. Okay, yes, I thought to search the meaning of this particular word placebo, but the meaning is exactly same what I told you. Generally the psychologists use them, okay, because if they want to change your mind with something, or they want to give you some treatment, sometimes we patients are given sugar pills saying that they are being given the treatment and the patient feels better. So that is a placebo effect, ठीक? So there might be placebo biases because I want to understand, or I want to prove that yes, यही सही है, this is only the right result. Whatever the result is coming, I am saying कि हाँ यही सही result है. That might be a placebo in your research, so it should not happen, okay? There is a line given that it is important to mention that there can be overlapping of biases, means there can be 2 or 3 biases at the same time might occur. It should not occur. Okay? Now there comes another characteristics, that is reliability. Reliability means reliable. किसी चीज़ पे हम reliable कब हो सकते हैं? अगर वो चीज़ एक समान हो. If there is a person, sometimes he is saying yes, 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 then he is changing his opinion saying no, then again changing his opinion yes, then he is not reliable. If in every situation he is constant, he is maintained a consistent, okay, there is a consistent result, then we'll say that yes, ये reliable है, ठीक है, इस पे हम निर्भर कर सकते हैं. सो दैट इज रिलायबिलिटी. रिलायबिलिटी इन द कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ रिसर्च इज कंसिस्टेंसी. समटाइम्स वी से ना दैट पर्सन इज नॉट रिलायबल, ठीक है, ही इज नॉट, ही कैंट बी ट्रस्टेड बिकॉज ही इज चेंजिंग. तो चेंज रिसर्च में अगर हर बार आई एम परफॉर्मिंग एन एक्सपेरिमेंट एंड द रिजल्ट इज चेंजिंग, देन दैट्स नॉट अ रिलायबल एक्सपेरिमेंट. सो सिंपली रिलायबिलिटी मीन्स कंसिस्टेंसी. We need to get consistent results. It can also be termed as verifiability. Remember that reliability and verifiability are the same thing, okay? Sometimes term might change for you to get confused. So remember that reliability and verifiability is same, while validity is something different. Okay? Remember. Similar results each time, then it is undertaken with similar population in the given context with similar procedures, it is said to be a reliable research. Simply it is saying that if all the conditions are kept similar, then the outcome should be same. ठीक है? Then it is a reliable research. ठीक है? Moving on to validity. Validity means accuracy of procedures, research, instruments, tests, etc. Validity simple means level of accuracy. Whatever instruments you are using, their whatever instruments or test results we are getting, they should be accurate. That is validity. The concept of validity can also be understood by posing a question: are we measuring or able to measure what we are originally intended to measure? Validity is simply for the instruments or the test methods which we are using in our research. Okay? Our instruments should not have errors, our test methods should be accurate. That is validity. Check. Generally, validity is termed to be much more important than reliability. It's a very important statement. It has been asked as such many times, and you can understand it simply. It is written that validity is more important than reliability. This is why, because if we have accurate instruments, then we will get consistent results, we will get consistent outcomes. Okay, then that is what? That is reliability. So if we have proper instruments, free of error instruments, we will automatically get good results. So validity and reliability is actually dependent on validity. Check. This is simply what this statement means. Now there are different kinds of validity given here, different types of validity. One is internal validity, external validity, face validity, content validity, criterion validity, and construct validity. Firstly, we'll understand the internal validity. Internal validity means building relationship between cause and effect. With higher internal validity, a researcher is able to establish better causal relationship between two or more variables. Means cause and effect relationship. If there is a medicine, is a protein, or any medicine is given to improve your health, okay, so there is a relationship between these two variables. If a medicine is given and health is improving, so a relationship can be established between two or more variables. That comes in internal validity. This is specifically true in case of laboratory experiments where cause and effect relationship is supposed to be more clearly established. This comes under internal validity. What is external validity? External validity means if there is a sample जिसका हमने एक्सपेरिमेंट किया, we got some outcome. ठीक है, एक्सपेरिमेंट किया and we got some outcome. Now if that outcome is applied on a larger population, is that working the same? I mean, whatever outcome is coming while performing the experiment on the sample, is that valid for a larger population? That comes in external validity. It means the external factors that can affect the study must be controlled. The response of a respondent in social sciences surveys may be affected by mere presence of a non-participant observer. This here what is saying is external validity. In external validity, what they are trying to say is कि if there is experiment going on, so there are some external factors also that might affect your research outcomes. As I said, when we are performing an experiment for a sample, while that experiment outcome is applied on the population, there might be some factors which come into play. So are those factors taken in study? Are those factors taken into consideration? That is simple external validity, means there are some external factors that might come into play. It also refers to the extent to which the research outcome can be generalized and applied to other cases that are not under study. Here we need to understand that external validity is also referred as generalizability, while internal validity it is also referred as credibility. Sometimes, here it is written, sometimes internal validity is termed as credibility and external validity is termed as generalizability or transferability. Both credibility and generalizability have been discussed as separate features. Yes, as we'll move further, it is also explained on next page. For here, now what is face validity? By valid, we mean that survey and questionnaire accurately measures what they are supposed to measure. All participants who fulfilled, wait. Yes, so face validity, by face validity we mean that survey and questionnaire accurately measures what they are supposed to measure. Like if while we are performing an experiment, we are doing a questionnaire or survey, so we have our participants. So they, if we have said कि we want to measure any particular, we want to have a questionnaire on any particular topic A, or on their weight or height. So if for example we consider particularly height, so we have some participants, we have questionnaire on their heights. So we should be clear, those our participants should be clear कि yes, questions are being asked about height. Now, we should not measure their sugar level or their heart rate or blood pressure, no. So that is face validity. ठीक है, we mean that survey and questionnaire accurately measures what they are supposed to measure. If we are supposed to measure the height of our participants, so it should be very clear on their face. Means face validity simply उन्हें पता होना चाहिए, our participants should be clear कि जो objective था वही चीज़ measure हो रही है. ठीक है, all participants who filed a questionnaire meant for measuring certain personality traits agree that this exercise appears to measure those traits and not something very different. ठीक है, if they are asked to measure the weight, so the weight is only being measured, साथ में sugar level, साथ में height, साथ में color and blood pressure, सब कुछ measure नहीं हो रहा है. Simply they are very clear that whatever objective or whatever trait was asked, that is only being measured and nothing else. That is your face validity. Content validity, the indicator measures all the aspects of the construct. Construct means your concept as discussed earlier and not just a part of it. Means it simply shows you that whatever the concept you are giving, all it is properly explained. ठीक है, the indicator measures all the aspects of the concept. Means every point or every corner of any concept has been properly explained. ठीक है, has been properly covered. Criterion validity, the indicator corresponds with and is predictive of measurements using related indicators. ठीक, all the criteria which are built for the explanation of the concept should be valid. And construct validity, whatever result you want to bring, you have constructed that in a proper manner. ठीक है, covering all the directions. ठीक, the level of education and income level coverage, the indicator also allows discrimination of opposing constructs. So simply these content, criterion and construct validity is for your concept. All the criteria should be covered, your concept should be measured, should measure all the different points of your concept. And construct validity means whatever you want to explain should be maintained or constructed in a proper manner. Accuracy, it is closely related to validity. It is also the degree to which research accuracy, it is closely related to validity. Validity was what? How accurate your results is, how accurate your research is. If you want to measure any one characteristic, example BP, so your research should revolve around BP, then it is invalid. Okay, and all your instruments, they should be error free. So that is validity. Means accuracy, so accuracy simply it is closely related to validity. And the degree to which research process, instruments, tools are related to each other. ठीक है, everything should be related. Accuracy also measures whether the research tools have been selected in the best possible manner and research procedures suit the research problem or not. Check. So this is your objectives. Yes, we were studying the characteristics of research. Moving on, there is credibility and generalizability. As already told, credibility was your internal validity, and generalizability towards your external validity. Generalizability, simply whatever your research findings is, that can be applied to a larger population. How much your research outcome can be generalized, that is simply generalizability. And credibility, credibility is used best source information and the best procedures in the research. Credibility means the how much credibility is of your research, means what is, in simple, in layman language, you can say that are you using the best source of information and best procedures for your research, what is the standard of your research. Okay, so that is credibility. Okay, whatever the information you are using or what the procedures you are using, that is of good credibility. The use of secondary data saves time and reduces cost. However, the excess reliance on secondary data when the option of primary data is available entails the risk of reducing the credibility of the research. What here means is secondary data and primary data. Primary data is data which you go to the collection site and directly collect your data very specifically, while the secondary data means for example, there is a government site and government has collected data at any point of time and you are using that data. Now secondary data will save your time, okay, because you don't have to go to different places and collect the data in real time. Okay, but your secondary data is always not very reliable because might be some external factors have changed, so that might affect your data. So that is only that if you are using the secondary data, it might reduce the credibility of the research, means it might reduce the standard or wait, I'll give you the exact meaning of this word credibility. See, credibility here is simply saying the trustworthiness or reliability. Okay, so simply कि अगर you will not get the proper data, then the credibility will decrease of your research. So ठीक है, so there has to be a trade-off between a primary and secondary data, means you have to choose very wisely whether you should go for secondary data or you need to go for primary data. ठीक है. Empirical research, empirical means based on real life experiences, direct experiences or observations by the researcher. It implies that the research is related basically to one or more aspects of a real situation. Empirical, ठीक है, means रियल टाइम रियल लाइफ एक्सपीरियंसेस पे बेस्ड होते हैं, वो होते हैं एम्पेरिकल रिसर्चेस. सिस्टमेटिक रिसर्च शुड बी सिस्टमेटिक, मीन्स स्टेप बाय स्टेप देयर शुड बी अ प्रॉपर procedure for your research to be effective. ठीक है, there should be, each step must be followed by the other. There are set of procedures that have been tested over a period of time and are thus suitable to use in research. So your research should be systematic. Controlled factors, this is also very important and very understanding, means it is very understood that there should be controlled factors. In a research there are many factors which come into play, so there we need to get control on such factors. If we have to establish a relationship between any two factors, but many factors are working there, so we need to get control on other factors in order to establish the relation between particular two which we need to study. ठीक है, in real life experience there is always more than one factor that affects the outcome of any event. Similarly, in research various factors may affect the outcome and some are taken as controlled factors, whereas others are the tested for possible outcome. ठीक, see, in physical sciences it is easier to control. In laboratory, when we perform certain experiment, we make the temperature fixed, we perform at constant temperature, constant pressure. ठीक है, we perform an experiment. So in physical sciences it is comparatively easy, but in social science it is difficult, because in social sciences we are studying about lively, about human beings, how they are living in the society. So it is not always possible to get control on anyone's emotions or feelings or life participants, so it might get sometimes difficult. ठीक, so research is cyclical. Why are we saying that? Because research always starts from a problem and it ends on a problem. What does it mean? Like you are finding answer to a question, you are picking a question of your interest in a research, first of all you will pick a topic, pick a question of your interest, and you will get a lot of information, do analysis, evaluation, investigation, and after that you will end up with an outcome. But in future anyone can choose that outcome to perform research further. Anyone might raise a question to this. Okay, so research is always cyclical. ठीक. Now what is logical? You have to be logical in your research. ठीक है, रैशनल थिंकिंग चाहिए, रीजनिंग चाहिए. So that is logical and replicable. This characteristic allows the results of the research to be verified by replicating the study and thereby building a sound basis for decision. Means that that research can be studied further. It can be replicable. So it is also a characteristic of a research, because more study will be done, more information will be collected, there will be more good base will be built up. Take. So that is your replicable. And here we end with all the characteristics. You have to understand all the 12 characteristics. Like see, logical, replicable, cyclical, these are very simple words, you will understand. Important is credibility, generalizability, validity. इन सबसे क्वेश्चंस आते हैं, तो you need to understand the what are the concept, उसके अंदर का कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है, उस वर्ड का पर्टिकुलर मीनिंग क्या है, बिकॉज समटाइम्स द स्टेटमेंट्स आर नॉट ऑलवेज सेम, दे माइट चेंज द स्टेटमेंट फॉर यू टू गेट कन्फ्यूज, बट जो कॉन्सेप्ट है वो चेंज नहीं होगा. सो यू रिमेंबर द 12 characteristics. They might come as such or they can come with the concept. ठीक. Moving on to, there are two approaches to the research. There is positivism and post-positivism approach to research. Again, very important, but simple questions are asked. Questions are quite repeated from this topic. See, positivism and post-positivism, these can be considered as two different philosophies, and these are built for different research approaches or scientific inquiries. Okay, so these are two different philosophies. We'll read them and we'll understand them, what they mean. See, in positivism, basically what is that everything, they consider everything can be measured. Okay, they are quantifiable observations, they go for measurements, means quantifiable observations. While post positivism is a criticism to positivism. They assume that complete reality can never be fully understood, it can never be fully measured. Okay, so as we will read, we'll understand. So the research is basically about gaining knowledge. We are, first of all, here are some terms we need to understand because they might come in questions. Metaphysics. Now we'll change the color for a change. Let's go for yellow if it is visible. No, we need to go for some dark colors. Okay, metaphysics. Metaphysics, it is the branch of philosophy that deals with abstract concepts, anything that cannot be touched, only can be felt, such as being, knowing, identifying time and space. It is intimately connected with the epistemology. Now what is epistemology? Epistemology is the study of knowledge. It deals with the origin, nature, scope and methods to acquire the knowledge. Thick. So there is a term metaphysics. Metaphysics is studying of abstract concepts, while epistemology is the study of complete knowledge. From there the knowledge has come, what is the knowledge, what is the scope of that knowledge, what are the methods to acquire that knowledge, that is epistemology. There are two basic ways to acquire the knowledge: rationalism and empiricism. Rationalism means logical ways. Rationalism tends to believe that logic and reason as the means of acquiring knowledge. Mind is given the authority over every senses. Whatever you have to study, read, understand, main role player is your mind. Logic and reason say you can conclude everything. While empiricists claim that sensing experience is the ultimate starting point of all our knowledge. Empiricism means that whatever we are experiencing is the greater, we say na, दैट जितना ज़्यादा एक्सपीरियंस हो जाता है वो उतना मैच्योर हो जाता है, ठीक है. सो एम्पिरिसिज्म इज़ अ वे टू एक्वायर नॉलेज, मीन्स बाय योर एक्सपीरियंसेस. एज यू एक्सपीरियंस थ्रू आउट योर लाइफ यू गो ऑन लर्निंग डिफरेंट थिंग्स. सो दैट कम्स इन एम्पिरिसिज्म, ठीक. थ्योरी, थ्योरी क्या होता है? थ्योरी इज अ सेट ऑफ सिस्टमेटिकली रिलेटेड स्टेटमेंट्स, some law like generalizations that can be tested empirically. These generalizations provide hypotheses and these hypotheses determine what must be measured. So theory क्या है? Theory is a systematically arranged or systematically related statements. Research paradigm. Paradigm means a method या फिर a procedure you can say. So paradigm is a model of functions and interrelationships of a process, a way of thinking about something and how to study it. So the paradigms are grouped as positive and interpretative paradigms. Interpreted, some things we'll read further when we will understand what are the types of research, ठीक है. Okay, yes. Now positivist paradigm. Positivism is simply understand that gained any knowledge that is gained through the observation, knowledge that is gained through observation, and that observation can be measured statistically. That is your this philosophy, positivism, ठीक. देखो इम्पोर्टेंट क्या है, पॉजिटिविज्म वॉज गिवन बाय ऑगस्टे कॉम्टे, ठीक. दिस इम्पॉर्टेंट, बहुत सारे राइटर्स का नाम दिया हुआ है बट मेनली दिस वन इज इम्पॉर्टेंट. फर्दर विल मूव टू दिस पैरा. द टर्म पॉजिटिविस्ट हैज़ नो नेगेटिव कॉनोटेशन. कॉनोटेशन मीन्स एनी थिंग इन कॉन्टेक्स्ट जिसके बारे में हम बात कर रहे हैं, that means connotation. In philosophy, positivism mainly adheres to the idea that factual knowledge gained through observation. See how the question is asked. You need to understand this very clearly, that in such type of topics, in positivism and post-positivism, this is a very important topic firstly, and secondly statements will be given, or like mainly see understand statements will be given and you will have to choose that how many of them are correct. And how you do such type of questions, you always go for the keywords, ठीक है. कीवर्ड क्या है यहाँ पे? कीवर्ड है that philosophy is positivism. philosophy में we study, we gain knowledge through observations, through senses and measurements, ठीक. उसको यहाँ पे ट्रस्ट वर्दी बोला गया है, उसको रिलायबल बोला गया है, ठीक है. इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द क्वांटिफिएबल, एनीथिंग दैट कैन बी मेजर्ड, क्वांटिफिएबल ऑब्जर्वेशंस दैट लीड टू स्टैटिस्टिकल एनालिसिस. दीज ऑल आर द कीवर्ड्स व्हिच आई एम रीडिंग हियर, ठीक है. उसी से आपके क्वेश्चन सॉल्व होंगे. The role player of the researcher is limited to data collection and interpretation in an objective way, ठीक है. तो यहाँ पे क्या होता है, जो रिसर्चर होता है, इट इज़ बेसिकली हाउ द रिसर्च इज बेसिकली, या फिर हाउ द नॉलेज इज गेन्ड इज थ्रू द ऑब्जर्वेशंस, थ्रू सेंसेस एंड द मेजरमेंट. इट इज़ अ क्वांटिफिएबल ऑब्जर्वेशन, ठीक. Positivists usually adopt the deductive approach. The concentration is on facts, ठीक है. So deductive and inductive, these are the two approaches. We will read them further. Simply here you need to understand what important things in positivism is. First of all, it was given by Auguste Comte. Secondly, here it is based on the factual knowledge which is gained through what? Through our observations, through our senses and the measurements. It is quantifiable observations. Quantifiable means, shall I write for you? Okay, wait. Important things I'm writing. Positivism is one of the important topics in this chapter. Yeah. Positivism was given by whom? Auguste Comte. Important name of the scientist. Secondly, it is based on factual knowledge, and how this knowledge is gained. This knowledge is gained through observations. How this knowledge is gained? This knowledge is gained through observations. This is what? This is quantifiable observations, take anything that can be measured. It also shows you what? It shows you statistical it shows you statistical what was that, statistical measurements, anything that can be measured. Everything can be measured according to positivism approach, everything can be measured. That is your simply positivism. Okay. When you will understand post positivism, you will understand that why the post positivism is the criticism of positivism, because they feel that nothing in reality can never be understood fully or can never be measured fully. For example, human beings intellect and the senses, they always have some limitations. Okay, so that was post positivism. Here you need to understand these direct questions are being asked. You learn epistemology. What is epistemology? What is ontology? What is axiology? Remember, ontology is study of nature, reality and knowledge. Take axiology is your ethical principles, value systems. Axiology and epistemology, as I told you, it is study of knowledge, theoretical framework, literature, research practices. Okay, and research methodology is in between, means it is the overlapping of all the three. Okay. Again, I'm saying direct questions are asked from this: ontology, epistemology, axiology. Axiology is what? It is value systems, ethics and principles. Ontology is a study of nature, reality, and epistemology is complete framework and how the methods, the literature, research practices, everything. I told you about positivism, all the important, all these you can read once. We'll come quickly to post positivism. To understand, post positivism is actually just the criticism of positivism, that they say that the reality, it cannot be understood by human senses because they have certain limitations. Tick. We are the following terms are also important.